a couple stories of our employees quitting.
Ooh, yes.
Oh my
please.
God.
So remember Big
Lunchtime.
Joe? Big Joe was one of my favorite. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
lunchtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy that was, let's just face it, he was large.
He was a big guy.
He was
Big
big.
Joe.
He was big Joe, man. He was big
Yeah,
dude.
don't get that
He
name.
wanted to. He's like begging us for a job, man. I mean, for like weeks and weeks and weeks, he's begging us for a job. And finally, we were like, okay, well, you know, we're gonna give this guy a shot, man.
Yeah, got
And
to.
so he comes in and it's like, all right, you're gonna clean all these baby ball pythons, you know. And it's number one, it's 80 something degrees.
Yeah.
And it's a lot up and down. You know, it's a lot up and down. And so he's doing things. And I remember once or twice walking by and he was sweating. I mean, he was sweating, you know? And I remember a couple times saying, like, Joe, you okay, man? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm okay, boss. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm okay.
I'm okay, boss.
I'm okay. And then like lunchtime came and he just never was seen again.
He never
He
came
went
back.
to lunch, yeah.
He went
that
to
was
lunch
the
and
MO.
never-
We had a lot of those.
We had several of those.
Went to
but
lunch,
Big Joe was the one
but
that-
no, my favorite, and this is the
Quit
one I thought
midday,
you
dude.
were talking about. This was another big guy that worked for us, and he worked in the back with the colubrids with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had set him up that day on baby garter snakes. And
Oh,
they
he
were
kept
in the
letting them
little,
out?
little tiny things. So, and then this is back when Chewy worked for us. So Chewy's in the other aisle, and he hears them, and he's having a hard time because they're just getting away, and he's trying to cup them, feed them the
Mm-hmm.
guppies and stuff like that. And then same thing. Like I kept going back there. I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm having a hard time, but I'll just I'll make it work, whatever. I'm like, okay. And then I remember next time I came, John's like, I don't know. And then we're looking around, looked over the whole building. He was just gone. He literally went out the back door. He's just like, I'm
He's like,
done.
I'm good. I'm
He didn't even
good.
make it to lunch. Like
just
he was
like,
over
fuck
there for a
this. Like,
couple
yeah.
hours, and he never heard from him again.
Yeah.
He's like cupping guppies. He's like,
Well, I think that like the old BHB compared to the new BHB was a lot different. I mean, back
Oh,
then
yeah.
it was overwhelming how many animals we
Yes.
had, and it was a more difficult job. Now it's like we haven't had that type of situation happen, and
No.
ever since we downsized, we haven't had anyone
Right.
just peace out on us, and
Yeah.
and really we haven't even went through
big
that many people.
Reptile corporation
Yeah, all the
business
big
that
ones,
has
yeah.
that's the norm because
Yeah,
you
I
just
think
need
that-
so many people that you're just trying to get
Yeah.
enough
I
bodies
think that,
in.
I think that John Mack told me that
Oh,
they
God.
average 7 people a week.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a huge
They either
turnover.
quit or fire
Yeah.
7 people a week and hire
day.
right now. Yeah.
so like that's crazy. It's just an intimidating thing. You go in there and you probably come in and you have a little confidence, like, oh wow, this is a lot, but I can do this. Like whatever, I'm me, I can do this. And then once you start getting down and you get one tub done, and you're like, fuck, that took all that time.
And now
And
you've
there's
got 18,000
thousands.
of them. Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I'm leaving right now. Like it makes sense if you've
it
done
does.
Yeah, well, I
and
always-
if I'm
yeah.
standing there going, "Are you serious?" Like,
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that will do it too.
I think that once you make it past the first week, then it becomes, pretty simple,
It
and
does.
stuff like that. But
Just like-
here it's different because
You
we
gotta
don't
get a
have that. Yeah,
routine.
like I said, now it's different. That one row we had like 5,000 baby colubrids in just the one row.
yeah.
I mean, can you imagine how daunting that was to have to go through every
Oh,
single
believe
one of
me,
those?
I've had like some new people here with the small colubrid room that
Right.
we have now say something. I'm like, oh, you have no idea.
You have no
I'm like,
idea,
go
yeah.
look back in the old snake bites of that room of like
we're good.
aisles,
Yeah, I remember.
aisles.
Yeah,
like
I-
that was nuts.
I remember even like because I used to collect eggs, and I've told people that the largest number of eggs we ever had in a day, colubrid wise, was 2,100 eggs.
Yes.
In
and
one
that
day.
That was. You're welcome. My
Yeah.
breeding season.
Yeah, and but I used to collect all the eggs, and there were times I was at the building till like 1 a.m. just collecting eggs. So just so people realize, there were like 4 major collections in the world, at the time. I'm talking like mega collections. There was the Bells, the Gourmet Rodent, John Mack, and then BHB. We were the 4 like giants, and then like literally the 5th was like a quarter of the size. I mean, it was a big fall off from number 4 to number 5. And the crazy thing is that, we obviously way downsized, switched our lives, did a bunch of other things that, completely changed our course. What's crazy is the other 3 are still going on.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to think. And really,
think
when
that
I've talked
too.
to any of them, I'm not saying, I mean, I'm sure that they're whatever, but none of them seem happy, man. You know what I mean? They all seem like overwhelmed and so
work,
crazy.
Like, even like, I mean, it's so much stress. Just
Yeah.
like, because of how much it actually is to think about. Like it's physically a lot. So mentally it's going to be the same.
Well, it was
It's
funny.
just
I remember
so
being
much.
in, and not that, I mean, it's not like we had, fucking Amazon or something like that. But I do remember I was always just like now, usually the last person that leaves. And a chore to want to walk through the whole building. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I got to walk through this room and then that room, then upstairs and then over there. And then, you know what I mean? It was like a big chore just to do my checkout for the day, just going into each room and
Probably took what, half hour?
yeah, I mean, just going through everything, it's crazy to think how far. And again, I'm not saying it was right, wrong, or other. It would happen, what happened, but now it's so much better because now it's like now you can ask me like, hey Brian, where's those tricolor hogs? I'd be like, right over here. You know what I mean? Like, or where's this? Right over here. And whereas then it's like. You just got lost in the place, where it was like impossible to know what was going
balls,
on.
like
the chocolate Wonka balls.
Where they're right over here.
Yeah, I mean, we got to show those sometime. We still haven't ever shown the Wonka.
Maybe we'll do video.
The Chonka balls.
The Chonka Wonka. Chonka
Did you
Wonka.
see those that we produced this year? The chocolate Wonka balls.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, they're pretty cool, man.
They're really beautiful.
Yeah,
really nice.
one day we'll have to market them. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever do it, but let's hit a couple more super chats.
Damn, son.
Can we rail this in?